Hello everyone, it's Just a Dad. Today I'm going to do a detailed review on the Bissell Little Green Max Pet model number 38572 portable spot cleaner. This is the SmartMix version. In this, we're going to talk all about it, how to put it together, how to mix the solution. Then in the middle of the video, we're going to show exactly how it cleans up a big mess. Now, I did buy this with my own money. I wasn't paid for this video. Right now it's retailing for $150. I will put a link to it in my show description notes. If you purchase the product using the link, the product won't cost you any more, but I do get a small commission from the sale. Okay, so here's everything that comes in the box. We've got this spray nozzle, which it simply just snaps on like this. But this nozzle also has a really neat feature that I love. It's called the cleaning. So when we want to clean the hose, we're going to move this lever down to this position right here. And then when I spray solution's going to go through the head here and down the hose. And when I want to push it, when I push it that way, when I press the trigger, solution's going to come out right here for when I want to clean. So it's very easy to take this on and off, just line it up with that. Right here we have our clean water tank. Now this is the SmartMix version, which I think I'm really going to like a lot. Let's take the clean water tank off. You're going to put concentrated solution right here, and it's going to keep it into a smaller chamber. Then you're going to fill this up with water right here, and then so your water and your solution are going to be kept differently. Now, I do notice when you're putting this cap on, there is a little indentation right there. You want to make sure and line that up, and then this will screw on, and you want to make sure and snap that down nice and tight. And then we got a lever here. So when you want to deep clean, that means with solution. It's going to add a little bit of the solution with the clean water coming out the bottom. But when I go to rinse, it cuts the solution off and only water comes out the bottom. Slides on right here. This is the dirty water tank. So when the water is going to get sucked up into this dirty water, when you're done, you're going to have to take this top off. And then I like that this is open. I'm going to dump out all the dirty water, but I can get in there with a brush and clean that. That's really nice. There is a float so that when the water gets up pretty high, it's going to cut the suction off. So you'll hear the machine will be making a different noise. Just kind of put that in as an angle and snap it into place. There is a plug-in. So you're going to plug this in. That's a 15-foot long cord. It wraps around right here. It is 3-prong. Now the amperage that this uses is 3.3 amps. Again, the cord's 15 feet long. And then when you wrap it around, and then you're gonna hook this little hook right here. And when you wanna take the cord off, you simply can rotate these, both of them. And then the cord comes off like that, 15 feet. That's really nice. The hose wraps around itself and then comes back around storage. Let me show you this. This can be a little tricky. It's going to wrap around once. There's really no holder in the front. It's going to be held right here. And now there's a little spot right here for this trigger. So you want to kind of pull it a little bit, and then you want that trigger to go right there. And then that's how it's going to be stored. Then this is stored. Very simple, just on or off. Now when it's on, it's going to be taking whatever water you have in the clean water tank, and it's going to be, whenever I press the trigger, it's going to come out under pressure. And you'll always have suction. Now you can take this over to the sink. This does come apart. Even though we're going to be doing a rinse with it on the hose, you can take this over to the sink and you can take this apart and get this all nice and clean. We can even take this off, this little brush, and get it nice and clean. But when we've got this in hose clean, which is the down position, it covers that up and sends the fluid, the cleaning solution, through the hose, which I'm going to show you that. Now the hose is permanently attached. It's 5 feet long, and I also like that it's nice and flexible. You can, I thought you could turn it up here a little bit. You can turn the hose nozzle up here a little bit. Now let's talk about the solution. So this just comes with a sample solution, but whenever you buy the solution, you want to make sure it's for portable carpet cleaners. And again, we're going to take the clean water tank. Again, this is the concentrated solution. There's a little area right here with like a filter. But let's go ahead and fill up the concentrated solution. And then we can put hot water on the other side. So yeah, this holds more than I thought. And there's that little red ball to let you know when you're running out of solution. because you'll be filling it up with water more. Now there is a little line right here. I went a little bit over. Okay, let's put this back on. And now we're gonna fill this up with water to this point right here. And again, you can put up to 140-degree water in here. I like that this sits flat. Again, I've got water, solution. They're in 2 separate tanks. And again, you're gonna have to pay special attention to that little circle, half circle. It's gonna go right in one spot. It'll line up, and then screw this down. And then there's an O-ring here. Now I can put this in the clean water tank, and there we can see that ball is gonna go down as the solution goes down. I'm gonna put it in deep clean first. That means it's gonna mix the solution with the water when I spray the nozzle. At the end of the job, if you don't want that soap residue on your carpet, go to rinse. And now when I spray it out the nozzle, I can rinse my carpet and suck it up into the dirty water tank. And then when I'm all done, you know, you could put back to deep clean and rinse the nozzle with some soap and water and then do the rinse again with just this. So, okay, let's go over a couple measurements. Top to bottom, 12 inches. Left to right with the handles is about 12 inches. And then thickness wise, about 8 inches. Then the bottom of that's where the airflow is going to come out. So it's going to be directed right onto the carpet to kind of muffle the noise. Okay, we've got some chocolate in the carpet here. We got some ketchup. Again, this is the SmartMix version. We're going to put it to deep clean. That means it'll mix the solution, which is in a separate container inside this tank. It's going to mix the solution with the water and then come out the hose. When I put it to rinse, only the clean water is going to come out. So let's start off with deep clean. Got it plugged in. I've got this on spray, so it's going to spray out. All right, there's a nice spray pattern. We can see it's spraying really good. Get this all nice and soaked. And again, we can see it's using solution and water. Now I can start cleaning. That's got really good suction. And I got these bristles. I can get in there and scrub now. I'm spraying while I'm scrubbing. Now what's really neat about this is I can go to rinse. There might be a little bit of soap residue left on this carpet. And now when I spray this trigger, only the clean water is going to come out. It's going to shut the solution part off. And at the end of the job, we're going to move this down to hose rinse, like that. It's going to direct the solution or water, whichever I've selected, down the hose. So let's turn it back on. Now it's spraying just water. No bubbles coming up. I've got it nice and rinsed. Now when I want to dry it, I'm not going to press the trigger. I'm just going to run this over it to dry it. It's got a lot of suction. Okay, now that I'm all done with the job, I'm going to put this down to hose clean. You can see it directs solution. I got it selected on water. It does drip a little bit. Make sure you click that all the way down. Now press the trigger and it's directing water down the hose. Then I like to let it run for a little bit just to kind of dry the hose out. All right, we can see it didn't use a whole lot of water or solution. Let's take the dirty water tank off, just kind of rotate it off to the side. And again, take this over to the sink, empty it out. But I like that you can take the top off. So I'm going to empty that out, but I can get a scrub brush in there and scrub that. That's a really nice feature on this. Then I can wind the hose up, wind the 15-foot power cord up on the back. There's a spot for it right here. This is just a really portable spot cleaner that I can take with me. Again, the power cord's 15 feet long. I thought it had really good suction, and I absolutely love being able to, if I want solution or if I don't want solution. That's super nice. I like this little red ball kind of reminding me, and we could see the bubbles coming up so that we knew, you know, it was doing what it was supposed to do. Okay, so when I saw this SmartMix, I knew I was gonna like it. I do like, that way you're not always using solution. Solution can be expensive, and sometimes you just need to rinse it when you're done a little bit more. You know, you don't always need to be using solution. I absolutely love this. There's so many things I like about this. I love this, and I love that the hose clean tool is built in. Now you do have to make sure it kind of leaked a little bit, make sure it's all the way down, but typically on Bissell's, that was an extra attachment that attached to the hose, which you could lose real easy. There's nothing here to lose. Nice and portable. It's not real heavy. It wasn't loud. I like that they're muffling the sound. There is even a little trick. You could put that over top of where the wet area is, and it would help dry it a little quicker. If you needed, you know, you'd have to turn it on and maybe you were cleaning another area or something, but you could use that air that's coming out the bottom, place that right on the wet spot, and that would dry it pretty quick. Very important that the top comes off to be able to clean inside there. That can get mold. Now you're going to empty this out after you're done, but sometimes a little bit's left over or just water in general and it can mold, but I can get in there and scrub with a brush. Super nice. 150 bucks. Again, would I pay 150 bucks for this? I absolutely would, because I did. I think it's very well worth it for a spot cleaner. I don't want to pay any more than 200 bucks. Now I'm coming up with a video. They've released so many of these. And so it was confusing. And again, I base all my videos on, if it's confusing to me, I think it's going to be confusing to other people. So I went and bought them all. They've got this little green Pro Heat with the same thing, SmartMix without. Here's the Max Pet without the SmartMix, which it's going to be a no-brainer for me to get the SmartMix. Here's the cordless one. Here's the old reliable that everybody has, but you can't get in there, and mine's already moldy. I'll be comparing to this. There's the new little green. These are the new ones. These are minis. They're actually pretty cool. Battery and power and corded. So I got videos on these and comparisons. Again, I will put a link to it in the show description. Also, check out my website. If you want to see the latest and greatest products that I approve of, from robot vacuum cleaners to spot cleaners to coffee makers, justadadapproved.com. I'll put a link to it in the show description notes. If you buy a product off my website or in this video description, or if it pops up in the video, it takes you to another website like Amazon, Walmart, or Target or something. Those are links. The product won't cost you anymore, but I earn a small commission from it. It's a way of helping support my channel. That way I can continue to buy these products and give you my honest opinion. Again, I love this. I knew I was going to like it, because that seems like that's how they all should be now. Built-in hose clean. This is just a no-brainer for me. Again, thanks everybody. If you could, please like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.